Round one of the AFL comes to a crescendo on Sunday. Or does it? The slate of games, not the best ones of the round, but we still have some top picks. Hit the subscribe button. I'll rattle off my 3 top picks for each game. 1 to 39 across the board. Okay, so that's the side we're taking. 1 to 39 margin. Adelaide over St Kilda. GWS over Melbourne, and the Gold Coast over West Coast. Let's get into these individual bets. St Kilda under 69.5. I like that one a lot. And Riley Thilthorpe to kick 2+ goals in that game. In game 2, the Demons and the Giants. I also like the under game total 162.5. I'll get into that bet a little bit later on. And obviously Josh Kelly, 25+ disposals. It's almost a lock. Book it in there. The final game of the day, the West Coast Eagles hosting the Gold Coast Suns. Getting the Suns goal, goal scoring shots over 24.5. And then also big Benny King kicking 3+ goals. Let's get into the deep dive of the game previews. First up, Crows and St Kilda. St Kilda are a terrible offensive team, and I don't think they've addressed it enough in the off-season to fill me with any sort of confidence that I should be backing them to score points, especially against Adelaide in Adelaide. St Kilda have had a rough time at Adelaide Oval, have lost 4 straight games there and 6 of their last 9 at the ground. Neither team were especially good in 2024, but I can see a narrative where Adelaide are able to improve a lot more considering the injuries that they faced last season. They are one of the more accurate teams in front of goal last year, 52.9%. That's 4th best in the league, and I think that will come into contention when they're playing against St Kilda that like to knuckle down in defense and restrict scoring. As I said, 1 to 39 with the Crows. Saints team total under. They had the 4th lowest points in 2024, averaging just I don't even know what the number was, but it was extremely low. 4th lowest points per game. Their last matchup last season, Saints only scored 39 points. Not good. Thilthorpe averaged 2.1 goals per game last year, 65% accuracy, and kicked 7 goals in 4 games against the Saints. So that's what we like in game 1. Let's hit up game 2, the Demons and the Giants. Now, I think this game is going to be a tug of war. They have been historically very close matchups, no matter what. And I think it's going to go down to the final 5 minutes again, right here. The Giants have gone 2-0 to start the season in 4 of their last 6 years. And they've gone 2 in a row. So if they get up early, which they did last week against Collingwood in a fantastic 52-point win, they go on to do it again in game 2, or in round 2, or however you want to say, opening round, round 1, get round 2. Anyway, they were missing Tom Green, Jesse Hogan, and even Jake Stringer, if you want to call him missing from the field. But they didn't have a trouble scoring, and they did it despite having the lower number of inside 50s. So that's an interesting fact to take out of game 1 with the GWS Giants and Collingwood. The Demons back with a full deck of cards, Petraka, Clayton Oliver, Max Gawn. Yeah, they're a superstar studded team. They just have lacked depth when their stars get injured. It'll be very, very good to see these two teams with almost their full playing rosters available to them, hitting it out on this Sunday afternoon. GWS, what do we say? 6 of the last 7 games, all finished with a 1 to 39 margin for these two teams. And 3 of the 4 recent GWS victories, the game total has been under. So when Greater Western Sydney win against Melbourne, the game total is low. It's a low-scoring game. It's a tight game. Josh Kelly had 36 disposals in the win against Collingwood last week. Obviously, Tom Green coming back will take a portion of those, but you can still get him at 25 plus is a really good number. He averaged 24.3 on the season last year. I think that's all I got for that game. Let's head over to game 3 on the West Coast. And it is the West Coast Eagles taking on the Gold Coast Suns. The Suns were atrocious on the road last season, a 2-9 record. It's not good enough if you want to make finals, and I've promised everyone 2 of the next 3 years, and I promised it last year. So Gold Coast need to make finals this time around, and I think they're going to come out and do it or get the road win straight off the bat. You can imagine Damien Hardwick all off-season would have been planning this game. Get off to a great start on the road, and you're coming up against the West Coast Eagles team that recently have not been much chop. Okay, they won only 5 games last season, and they allow their opposition the best accuracy in front of goal. Okay, so when teams are attacking, they're getting into scoring position, not only scoring positions, but positions where they easily convert that into goals. 53.1% teams were kicking at an accuracy rate against the Eagles last season. The Suns averaged 27 scoring shots in their victories last season. And that was the problem. On the road, when they were losing, they weren't getting scoring shots and they weren't converting the chances they were creating. And I believe they'll do it here. Up against a team that is not going to be standing in their way defensively, not in the same aspect as the other teams further up the ladder. I think they can get over the 24.5 scoring shots total that is set for the Suns in this one. Ben King kicked 3 goals in both matchups against the West Coast Eagles last season. Book him in for 3 here. He averaged 2.5 goals per game last season with 56% accuracy rate. There you go. 9 bets, 3 games, top tips. Comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to check out all the action on the bets.com.au channel and also the full deep game previews over on the website.